comment section.
Everything is recording.
All right. So the crazy thing is, like, when you text me about doing this interview,
you didn't tell me you already know.
I didn't tell you I already knew her. I didn't tell her I already knew you. Like normally I'd be like, oh yeah, I know, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna, because meeting you when I did what I went through during that time, you were such a healing energy that I needed, and I didn't know I needed, and it stuck with me. At this point, God, that was like 2015. So now we're in 2024.
2015.
It's like 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Saint.CJ, but you call me CJ. You missed me. I missed you, but not so much. But let me tell you who I did miss. I missed my girl, Jessica White, and she is here with me today on my show. With that being said, Jessica, how are you?
I'm good, baby. How are you?
I'm good. And for those of you are not familiar, if you're not, that means you've been hiding under a rock. She is a supermodel that has walked for Victoria's Secret, Ralph Lauren, Marc Jacobs, Oscar de la Renta. Don't kill me if I pronounce any of those wrongs. Also, she's graced the pages of Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue and been on several different TV series, including The Young and the Restless, America's Next Top Model, and our love for the Love City of Atlanta, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So, welcome to the show, Jessica White.
Hey, baby.
You deciding to go on Love and Hip Hop and being the healing spirit that you are. How did you even prepare yourself for that?
There was no preparation, really. I don't think you can prepare for it. The only thing I could do was just talk to God and was like, whatever you want my story to be is what my story's going to be. Just word my mouth and just let it be. I ended up getting sick, and I ended up being in the hospital right after I signed the contract for a month and a half.
Right.
So I was down. So my story ended up being about endometriosis and women, especially Black women here in America, struggling with infertility. That opened up a bunch of wounds. I was going through a breakup with my ex, and now it was already public, but now people could see the unshedding of me. And I just really held space for myself and was just like, heal. If you are broken in front of the public, heal in front of the public.
Right.
And so much of it was I had been in this masculine energy for so long because I was a supermodel at 12, and I had to be a person where all that was unshedding, and it was just time to really become so soft and just a healed human being. I had made a lot of unwise decisions when it came to my love life that ultimately ended up leading to me holding all that hurt and pain in my womb. I lost a tube on TV. I lost an ovary on television.
Right.
People that knew that I struggled with infertility, but they didn't know that I had gone through 6 miscarriages. And so God allowed my story to be what it was supposed to be. I didn't know that was going to happen.
Right.
I was feeling great prior to signing the contract. I literally had a meeting. I was like, am I about to do this? And a week later, I had the contract in front of me.
Right.
And they met all the needs, and I was teaming up with Black women who believed in me and was like, it's time for you to get back out there. Because I was done with the business.
Right.
I was in this space where I was like, I just want to be a mother. I want to be a wife. But that wasn't happening.
Right.
So it was like, what do? You have to hold space for yourself in all aspects. You are a creative. This is what you were meant to do. This is the platform. Go and show these type of people that are more aggressive in their approach with communication, that you can still be soft and still hold your ground.
Now, on Love and Hip Hop, I will say it was a side where the soft and sweetness side of you, it's like, oh, okay, baby, don't do that. Like, it's okay. Until you be like, oh, no. Like,
but that's who I am. Well, you're not gonna play me.
No.
First and foremost, I'm soft and I'm zen because I really care about you more than anything.
Right.
Because you cannot match the darkness that can come out of me. So I'm zen because God has literally placed me into a zen space because she will go crazy.
So what about the one scene? It was you, I think Carly, and Bambi, and y'all were at we all at Johnny's, and it was some like little dating scene going on.
Oh, I arrived drunk. I said, first of all, bitch, I arrived drunk. I was mortified the next day because I was like, oh my God, but that was a part of, I was going through so much behind the scenes that they don't put on the show.
Right.
So in order to show up, you gotta sometimes you don't want to do it.
Right.
Especially a soul like me. Like,
right.
I'm not a confrontational human being. And I don't want to have to be in an environment that I don't want to be in. But it's a part of your job. So
right.
you have to do it. So I can't hold my liquor to save my life. you notice that from the past. Me and Danny
yes,
end up like going at it at the end of the night. Neither one
absolutely.
of us can hold our liquor. And I'm a wine drinker. So one glass of red wine,
it's a wrap.
It's lights out. Nobody's home.
So, going on Love and Hip Hop, or just deciding to go on any reality TV platform, you know you got to make yourself vulnerable, and what has always been private now comes to light. The healing that you were on as you signed that contract, but healing from such a long situation. Why? It was public, but still very much private. Why make it public?
It was already public. It was public from their perspective, not mine.
Right.
And I never spoke about it. And I never stood up for myself. So it was
That's
me
what
holding
I'm
space
saying.
for myself and deserving that moment. Whether people liked it or whether they didn't. I didn't give a care.
Right.
It was about Jessica Angel White at that time.
Right.
Yeah.
So what would you, in finding love now?
I found love in myself.
No, that part I already
You
know
have
about
to do it. You have to do it.
That part,
well,
absolutely.
no, I actually was struggling with it. I thought that I did. But if I did honestly love myself, then I wouldn't have gotten myself in a relationship that wasn't healthy. And so therefore, finding true love with myself and understanding the insecurities behind my ability to be able to make money, my ability to be one of the most beautiful people in the world, according to People magazine, and be popular.
Right.
Loving myself outside of that. All of that had to disappear.
Right.
It had to dissipate in order for me to see, how do you really truly feel about yourself? I had some child wounds that I needed to heal.
Right.
And it took me 1.5 years to really break down all those barriers, and that's okay. My focus is for women to truly see me as a healing point. It doesn't matter how beautiful you are or what you think of yourself. What you think about yourself will actually show you what your life looks like.
The things you allow to happen to yourself
showing you who you feel that you deserve.
Exactly.
And so therefore, I honestly didn't feel like I deserved much.
Wow.
So therefore, I had to heal that. And it wasn't to talk bad about anybody,
Of course
talk
not.
bad about myself. Honestly, I'm a public figure. I've been this since I was a young girl, but I've always held myself responsible to understanding that I have a duty to Black women and young girls.
Right.
And I'm not gonna put a beautiful picture on top of something that was broken.
Right.
It's time to shed that shit.
No, I
Nobody
understand.
needs perfection. You just need to be healed.
Be authentically yourself.
No, screw that. Being
No?
authentically yourself, you can't be yourself until you heal.
Absolutely, but in order to heal, you still have to go through the pain, and I feel that
A lot of people go through pain and they don't.
yourself.
But pain it will make you delusional. It'll make you
will.
very bitter, and you still won't be able to truly see yourself. You know, it's not about being yourself. It's about being who God wants you to be.
Okay.
And there's a shedding that has to happen.
Right.
A deep, deep, deep mental, emotional, and spiritual shedding that has to happen. And it's going to make you uncomfortable and everybody around you. But the people that are supposed to be there will stay, and the people that are supposed to leave will go.
I guess I've gotten to a point in life where who God wants me to be is also me seeing myself being authentically myself. So when I say those and I interchange them, because that's where I'm at in life. Because there was a point where I know what I wanted, but then God know what I needed. And then I prayed for my needs and wants to start to align. So therefore I could walk more in the light that God has for me and the path for me.
I'll tell you if it's working or not. So, for my birthday, I don't even remember saying this, but I just briefly said something around some people. But prior to that moment, I've been telling God, these are the things that I want in a physical sense.
Right.
And I'll know that I'm doing the heavy duty work if just by saying it, people start to meet those needs, because you don't have to beg for it. It's just in a conversation. Didn't even realize that I had said it, but on my birthday, got exactly what I had been indirectly, but not even, I didn't think. I was just saying, I'm going to do this for myself.
Right.
And they end up getting it for me.
Right.
You are going to attract the energy that you're putting out there. I am not begging for love, because the love that I deserve, I'm getting. And that's because I've been pouring into myself.
Exactly.
That's how you know it's working.
Exactly.
When you literally are just mentioning it, or you don't even remember that you mentioned it, and people are doing it, versus constantly having to nag a person or people to love you and meet you
exactly
at the space of which you want.
I truly feel that love is not supposed to be hard.
It's not. It's
people
the
make
most,
it hard.
No, you make it hard, because, like, again, you have to be a part of the healing process is accepting the role that you've played in the breakdown of you.
Absolutely.
It really all begins with you.
Absolutely.
And that's what people don't realize. And I didn't even realize that when I started loving hip hop. It was like, all right, it was everybody to blame. And then I had to break all that down and was like, you know what? No, actually, it began with me.
Right.
And it stops with me.
Right.
That's how you break generational curses.
What you allow, people will do. Things will happen. But
Yep.
what you don't allow, you stop the trend. You break the cycle.
And when you are an empath, you have to have big, huge boundaries. I didn't have boundaries before.
You do have to
I
have
was
boundaries.
so like free spirited. I was just like, well, just let everybody be themselves. The fuck? No. If yourself doesn't align with myself,
you got to get
we're
going. You
done.
gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have major boundaries. When you're an empath and you have a big heart, you have to set those boundaries.
You have to.
Now, if a person gets too confrontational, or if a man wants to rush me into a relationship, I'm like, I'm out of here, man.
Right.
Like, you're a psychopath trying to rush me into a relationship, and I don't even know you. I mean, men, I will literally go out on the first date and a man will be trying to wife me up the next. What?
It sounds like you've been in Atlanta for a little bit now, then. 'Cause
They're
that's
fucking
the Atlanta way.
insane. They are insane.
That's
out
the
here.
Atlanta way.
Well, I actually choose not to date within Atlanta
I can understand that, but why?
because no, I'm not gonna say it. I can't say it.
You can't say why you wouldn't date in Atlanta.
I'm not gonna.
Can you say it like in a general way? It's too. It'll still be too specific.
I'm a very blunt person, so there is no like general
There
way.
is no general way to
No,
say
I'm
it.
just gonna opt out.
I got you.
Yeah.
Dating in Atlanta is not easy. Me being from here, moving away, coming back, it's still not easy. But
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. There will be a man that you. And by the way, I've been single and celibate for a year and a half. I'm going through in
Okay.
vitro, but it's called single by choice.
I love it.
And I do have a baby daddy that I'm choosing to keep private. My children are taking my last name.
Okay.
Or my dad's name.
Okay, I love that. So, okay, no offense. Is this a physical human being, or is this like
Of course
I chose
it's
him
a-
in the bank?
No, it's a physical human being.
Okay. I mean,
Would be, even if it was a bank, it would still be a physical human
no, I
being.
mean, meaning like, do you like actually know them, or did
Yeah.
you pick profile number 85-410?
No, I have to know them.
Okay.
So yeah,
I love that.
I'm just gonna keep it quiet.
As you should.
And also because I don't want to have to. I'm leaving the United States and I'm taking my children with me. And
Okay.
most men want to. I used to attract a lot of domineering men that wanted to control me because
Right.
I'm like, listen, I need freedom in the relationship. You do you. I'm doing me. I'm
Right.
totally fine. I don't need to talk to you every single day. That's how I run my relationships.
Right.
That's how I am. It's just who I am, and I need a man to understand that I'm not a clingy woman.
right.
I'm highly dedicated and very, very dedicated to the relationship, but I don't need to talk to you every single day.
Yeah, I need some space.
And I don't need to be up under you. Like, I really want to miss you. I do. I want to miss you so you can disappear. But that creates men that want to then, like, try to control. And I am not going to procreate with a person who doesn't understand that I'm taking my children and I'm leaving the United States and you are not going to be considered.
Right.
Because I'm only considering myself.
What if they decide, like, okay, Jessica, I'm cool with that. I'm going to buy the house next door.
Where, in Europe?
Yeah. What if they say, everything that you're saying I'm game for, we got have these kids, you're going to move out the States, cool, no problem.
I didn't say the States. We're
outside.
Outside the United States.
Outside,
Okay.
You're going to move outside the United States, and wherever you go, I'm just going to buy the house next door.
As you should, but hopefully you won't take up too much space there.
Just so you know, you have babies with Jessica. Those are Jessica's babies.
They're my babies. You don't even get a whole say-so on the names. I've already got the names. I got everything covered, babe.
I love it.
But that's just where I am right now. Now,
Right.
here's to say I meet a man who actually helps me to lean into this thing that's called submissive.
Right.
Great. I will not run away from it
Okay.
because I am working on my divine feminine energy. So that's great, but I'm just not built like that.
Okay.
And I think that you have to understand being a true submissive woman is not for everybody.
Very true.
And I'm totally fine with separate homes.
To be honest, was crazy.
And I didn't grow up that way, so I didn't grow up in a broken family. I don't want you guys to think, oh, she grew up with a single mother. No, I didn't. My mother and father were married for 28 years. We have the same father. They were devoted to each other. My father was such a masculine human being. My mother was very submissive.
Right.
I just personally looked at it and was like, so you just asked him permission? And I was a little girl being like,
What's crazy is I was literally about to ask you, how do you feel if you do find that person for you about living in separate homes?
But then maybe that's, well, I mean, I grew up in a traditional family.
No. Yeah.
So if I found that person, then I would have to then lean into, so I'm into heavy astrology.
Right.
In my past life, or one of them, I was a wanderer, very much a gypsy.
Okay.
In this life, in my North Node, I'm supposed to actually lean into being in a committed relationship.
Right.
Which I've struggled with.
Right.
But they say you struggle with the things that you're supposed to perfect in this lifetime.
That's true.
Obviously, this is a problem for me, and I'm very honest about it. I'm supposed to be doing that. I'm supposed to be under one roof with the man and be submissive and then be in a partnership and let's talk to dad about things, you know? I'm supposed to do that in this life.
Right.
But it's a struggle for me. But I'm not dating until I perfect it within myself. And I don't know how to do that just yet, but we're trying.
I'm not gonna lie. My ideal situation of getting married is, it's like almost creating a compound. And it's like, I have my house, you have your house. It's connected by the pool. You can just swim across the pool if you want to get to the other house. Or it's like, you want to meet for dinner tonight? Then let's meet for dinner tonight. And we have a main area where we do everything together. But if you want your time and your space, have your time and your space.
Well, I think that's so great. And most men would normally love that. But they don't love it when they want you.
Yeah, just come next door.
You get what I'm saying?
We can create an underground
men
tunnel.
want it to be their idea, not your idea.
That's where it's not gonna work because it's gonna be completely my idea. I already have the designs of the house.
Well, yeah. So therefore, you're not gonna get a man that's gonna do it because it's your idea and not theirs.
Yeah.
They want it to be their idea.
Yeah.
I've had so many men where I was just like, so I've still been dating, and I've been going out on dates. I've never had so many men offer me sperm. Men don't want children. They just want children with the woman who doesn't want their sperm.
Exactly. Absolutely.
It has to be their idea. You get what I'm saying? I've been And I mean, it's so much sperm floating around me. I feel like I'm a magnet for men that want to give me sperm. All because I'm saying, I'm dating you.
Right.
But I'm having a baby with another
Right.
person. Hope that works for you.
Oh, no, it definitely doesn't work for them.
No, but they're still dating.
Exactly.
And I mean, it just increases their obsession even more.
They think they're going to convince you to do something
Tie
completely
me down.
different.
Tie me down. And I'm like, nope, I would never do it.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, well, let's talk about some things that you are doing.
Mm-hmm.
The beauty industry. Mm-hmm. You've been in it since you were 12. Mm-hmm. And now you are creating a space, Bombshell Academy, mm-hmm. for more girls to come up and flourish mm-hmm. into the beauty business. Mm-hmm. How did this even get started?
It was prophesied over my life when I was 14. There was a pastor, a prophet, who said that by the time I was 40, that God was going to transition me out and I was going to have a huge platform with helping up and coming models. Mm-hmm. And I was like, talk to me when I'm 40. You know,
Hi 40.
Yeah, exactly. Hi 40, 39 and a half. I was like, Bombshell Academy. It was literally prophesied over my life that this would happen. And I knew it was happening. But that's the reason why my story was so freaking traumatic. But I was on the business end. Like, I studied the business like a maniac.
Right.
Because there were things and people who didn't protect me where I had to protect myself. And so I saw the gaps and I saw that the need that needed to be met within the industry.
Right.
Where I could help, and I had so much wisdom and prudence to offer. If I could apply that into a business format, I knew that there would never be another girl like the young Jessica White that was making all of those youthful mistakes, that if only I had real, true management that was there to protect me, I wouldn't have never experienced those things. But I needed to experience those things in order to have a passion to do this.
Right.
I'm not their competition. I don't want to do this. I did it already. There's not one thing on my bucket list that I haven't done besides become the first female polygamist. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. We can dive into it a little later.
But so I knew that this would be something that was pretty much going to be difficult, but an easy breezy thing. Because people don't want to manage people anymore. They don't want to teach them. You have to already come packaged. Right. And Jessica White wouldn't be Jessica White if I hadn't gone to media training. If I had to read the newspaper every single day. Back in I started in 99. Right. And they used to have me read the newspaper every single day so that I was aware and up on all of the current events that was happening in the world. Right. You have to have beauty is a standard, but it's not the standard. But there's a great work ethic that comes into play in this generation. Nobody really wants to work because they're used to social media. Absolutely. My point is, what makes me Jessica White is my staying power. Every single person that I started with, they're not even still in the business any longer. But I've been able to do that because I had other talents. Right. I had other abilities, and that was because of my training. I'm looking for girls who have other talents so that you have something to fall back on. I'm going to protect them from their parents and stealing money from them and making sure their emotional and their mental health is up to par. I'm just not going to see broken women or young girls that could be something better and bigger in this business without knowing that there was a need that I was supposed to meet.
Right, exactly. So the interesting thing that when you even mentioned the parents and how the parents do corrupt things to their own children, the name of your agency is called Mother.
Yes, Mother.
The fact that you even chose that name just speaks volumes in terms of what you're even offering. Can you shed a little bit more light on that?
Nurturing. That's what it is. Nurturing. Nurturing your abilities, nurturing your gifts, getting you to see yourself the way God sees you, because I have a gift. So I'm gonna be able to read every single person that I'm supposed to work with. Right. That's gonna be a part of it. Nurturing love. Right. If you apply love to any public figure, they can do anything. Right. And they'll never, ever, ever go down the wrong path because love is present. Right. Loving you would make you love yourself so much that you wouldn't even want to screw around and mess up.
The very first instance of BS is
I didn't have that. I didn't have that. Even family viewed me as a product, you know.
Right.
And I used to be like, I only hear from you guys when you want money. So I had to go through all of that in order to be able to understand what love was, what I needed, and then being able to understand that I'm meeting the needs of other broken girls that are supposed to be so great in this life.
Right.
See, I don't feel bad about the story.
Right.
Because the story is not done. It just begun.
Okay.
And the story really is in the eyes of these girls with all these big dreams, and I can help them.
All right, so we're going to take a quick little break. I got a couple more questions for Jessica, so please make sure you tune in to With That Being Said with CJ and my beautiful guest, Jessica White. So now we're back. We've talked about Bombshell. We've talked about Mother. We've talked about healing, past relationship that came from the healing, and now we got this whole other side of Jessica called Gypsy.
Okay.
Bipolar Love.
Oh, the song I wrote.
Yes.
I wrote that song when I was 26 years old.
Okay.
We don't really need to talk about bipolar love. But, you know, I wrote the song about an ex-ex-ex. And now the song is about me and myself when
Right.
I see the visual in my head. So
Okay.
it's about that, you know, getting to a place within yourself.
Right. But what made you, like, to write a song when you're 26 and now 39 and a half, right? Okay, to do music, is it because of Love and Hip Hop? You think that gave you the extra push to go
I
ahead?
said I did that song when I was 26.
No, I know, but I'm saying
that was in 2010. So I was doing music way before Love and
But
Hip
I'm
Hop.
talking about to
No,
put it out
it was-
to
it
the
wasn't.
masses.
No,
No?
I mean, I've been doing the music for so long. I'm just a perfectionist. So
Got you.
if it took a long time, it's because I was still kind of debating if that was the sound that I wanted to use. Like I studied Phil Spector, The Wall of Sound. Like
Okay.
I'm a student of music. So I just always wanted it to be great. I've never done anything that I couldn't do
Right.
and couldn't do in a space that was going to meet my standard of perfection.
Got you.
I also then left the business and wasn't going to do anything. It was just an outlet. And now I'm putting it out there because, hell, I want to just fucking do everything that I didn't do.
Exactly.
And why not?
I see you performing at Coachella. That's just my whole thing. 'Cause
I'm going to perform at Coachella.
I love it, and I'm gonna be right there.
Yeah, I am
With
going
the sign.
to. We're actually shooting a video in a week and a half for
Okay.
my new song called Lollipop,
Okay.
and it's insane. But I'm so excited. This will be my my second music video. We haven't put out the first one, but I'm just collecting them, and we're gonna just throw it out there. We're doing the project. And it has nothing to do with Love and Hip Hop, but it has everything to do with Jessica.
Right.
Just that I want to do it. When you reach a certain point in your life and you feel like, I can fucking do whatever I want.
Right.
I'm going to march to the beat of my own drum and stand and hold space for myself and not apologize about anything that I want to do. And if you want to keep me in a box, shame on you. You're going to get left behind because there's not one goddamn box that I cannot tap into.
Right.
And I can be every person that I'm supposed to be. When you're multi-talented, you should just do it all.
Absolutely.
And then I'm going to be mother and I'm going to be a businesswoman. I'm coming out with my own magazine. I'm
Okay.
coming out with a candle line. I've got so much shit going on, and everything that I do is going to be absolutely successful because my hands are blessed.
Absolutely. I love it. I can't wait to see it. All I'm saying is, I need my tickets to Coachella I've never been. It'll be my
Well,
first
you
time.
won't need tickets. You can just come with me. Roll with me, baby.
I love it.
I love you, CJ.
I love you too, Jessica. Now, the last thing I want to mention is, as you just say, your hands are blessed. Mm-hmm. And I think this is a big part that people just don't know about you. In terms of, like, you even mentioned before, I don't know if people caught it, but you said you'll know who you need to work with because you'll be able to read them. People don't know, I think, that you really do read people.
Or read them down.
Absolutely.
But I don't read people because I can read people. I read people and I get information when God wants me to have the information. Right. So it's a gift. And I have been able to use that gift in order to kind of feel my way around a world and a business that's wicked.
Right.
And that's a part of my staying power. I can't teach someone to have this gift, but I can encourage them to have a relationship with the Most High in order to be able to find whatever your gift of discernment will be.
Right.
Mine started off with dreams, and then it became smells, and then it became animal readings, and I'm a student of spirituality.
Absolutely.
So I've gone down so many different paths in order to be able to kind of be like, okay, if it's out there and it exists, I want to know about it.
Right.
But the basis of it is I just have a gift from Yah, and He's allowed me to have what you would say classified information about people.
I love that. Okay. It's giving FBI, CIA, MI6. Spiritually. Yeah. Well, I gotta say thank you for doing this. We haven't done this in a long time, and I'm glad we both come to a whole nother level of life.
Last time it was Bossa.
Last time it was Bossa, but now we're here on my own show. With that being said,
and I was not as open back then.
No, not at all.
I was like,
exactly.
It was like giving very mysterious.
Mum's the word.
Yeah, mum's the word. Yeah. Now I'm like, girl, please. Too much is happening in life. I don't give a shit.
Right.
You know, like life is supposed to be lived. So you live it.
And that's what
But
people
if you
need to
survive it, that's the reason why people don't understand the freedom in being honest.
Right.
Because if you survived it, then you can talk about it.
Absolutely.
And you should talk about it.
You should.
Yeah.
True.
But I regurgitate a lot of the same shit because I tell people what I want them to know. And sometimes I can tell the same story in a different way over and over again. So I'm still fiercely protective and very, very private. You just get the same kind of information, but I just word it differently.
It's like Little Red Riding Hood, the remix. Like,
like you're never gonna get a new story for real from me because it's so much out there. All I have to do is just talk about the same shit that you guys think you know.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having
me. I really appreciate it. And y'all gonna see me next to her on stage on the side. Go Jessica at Coachella. Don't play with me.
Okay? She's on Instagram about it.
Exactly. Let everybody know where to follow you, get more information, keep up with what Jessica has going on.
You can follow me on I Am Gypsy White with a J, like Jessica, but with a J. I Am Gypsy White. I only really have one source. I don't do TikTok. Do you do TikTok?
I started one, but I just took my Instagram videos and put them up there, and they just kind of
They do what they do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So maybe we have to set that up. Soon I'm going to be having a YouTube channel, but I can't really announce that right now because we haven't even come up with the name.
Okay.
But yeah, everything right now is just I Am Gypsy White on Instagram.
All right, this is CJ. With that being said, of InStyleAtlanta.com. You can find me at Saint.CJ on Instagram and all my other stuff. I really don't know. But you can definitely catch me at InStyle Atlanta, InStyleAtlanta.com, InStyle Atlanta Uncut. And with that being said, it's me. Y'all have a blessed one. Energy, healing, and keep playing with us. Jessica gonna read you, and you don't want none of them vibes.
They want those vibes.